Hi, 大家好. In this video, I'm going to go through why Mandarin is actually easier to learn than you might think. As a language teacher myself, I've had other language teachers tell me, oh, I can never learn Mandarin. It looks so difficult. But in reality, Mandarin is actually a lot easier than you would think, especially compared to some European languages. Let's go through the reasons why. Number one, Mandarin has no verb conjugation. This means we don't change verbs according to who's doing them, or according to tenses. So the word to eat, 吃, will stay the same character if I'm eating, 我吃, if you're eating, 你吃, if he's eating, 他吃. The same goes for the present, past, future tenses. We add other characters to indicate these tenses, but we don't change the actual verb. This is different compared to English and other European languages where the verb itself actually changes depending on who is doing the action and what the tense is. For example, in French, I eat, je mange. I ate, j'ai mangé. I'm going to eat, we can say je vais manger. So the verb itself has to change. In Mandarin, you don't have this problem. Point number two, sentence structures in Mandarin are very similar to in English a lot of the time. So in Mandarin, we have the subject, the person doing the action. We then have the verb, the action, and then the object. For example, I eat a sandwich in English. It's going to be the same order as in Mandarin. 我吃一个三明治. 我吃, I eat, 一个, one, 三明治. So the sentence order, the word order in Mandarin is often exactly the same as in English. So for English speakers, Mandarin is actually easier from this perspective than, say, French or Spanish. Third point is pronunciation. Yes, tones can be tricky and pinyin can look a bit intimidating to begin with, but actually the number of sounds in the Mandarin language is far more limited than in English and in French, etc. So once you are confident with the set of pinyin sounds, finals and initials, and the 4 tones, you can say every single word in Mandarin. You are not going to come across a word that you cannot pronounce if you are confident with your pinyin. Fourth point, characters actually have logic. So although to begin with, characters in Mandarin look really scary, they all look different, nothing seems to make sense, but actually if you break them down, characters make a lot of sense. Characters can be broken down into different components. So components are parts of characters that come together to make more complex characters. And once you understand what components are and how you can break characters down into them, you can turn a more complex character with more strokes, more lines, into something a bit more manageable. This helps you to remember it better. It also helps you when writing, to help you write it more accurately. If you look at individual components, you can also look for radicals, which are parts of characters that have specific meanings. These are really helpful because if you look at the meaning of a radical, that can sometimes, often, link to the meaning of the overall character. If it doesn't link to the meaning of the overall character, you can use that radical to help you come up with a story or an image to make that character more memorable. For example, with some simple characters, we have you, which is ni. Ni has the person radical, and you are a person, so that makes sense. You, a pronoun, have the person radical. This is also the same in ta, he, has the person radical. Ta for she has the female radical, all of which links directly to the meaning of those characters. So if you understand what components are, what radicals are, and how they can help you, you are simplifying the character learning process. Point number 5 then is that Mandarin content is really easily accessible now. If you were learning Mandarin 5, 7, 10 years ago, this would have been a much bigger struggle, but now you have access to so much material online, whether it's on YouTube, Douyin, TikTok, or on Netflix in terms of TV shows. Mandarin is the official language of China, but it's not the only language spoken in China. There are many other Chinese dialects and languages that exist in China. Therefore, a lot of content produced officially in China is subtitled in Mandarin. This is really helpful for learners because you can watch something and use the Chinese subtitles to check what you don't know, to look up new phrases and words, especially when you get into higher levels. So actually, Mandarin content, especially Mandarin TV shows or variety shows, are really helpful. So those are my 5 top reasons to why Mandarin is actually an easier language to learn than you think. So give it a try, find out for yourself. If you liked this video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe. You can also find out more about how Trusty Chinese can help you with your Mandarin learning journey on our website, or you can find us on WOP. 再见，下次见。